If life is getting you down, it's all a bit too busy and crazy, then you're in the right spot, because we're going to show you the good elements of how to create a beautiful stress-free garden, a space where you can just chill back and relax. It's called the Destress Hour. That's what you can be doing in this garden. Let's first take a look at the elements that have been used to make this garden this de-stress hour. And the first thing I want to point out to you is that there are no straight lines. This garden has beautiful curves that almost draw you in and give you that quietness. You know, squares, quite rigid, used to it. This is our life, this is how it works. As soon as you open it up and put a few curves in it, and the circles that are going all the way around really just de-stress you immediately. Also, I love the fact about the different use of textures. So we've got a bit of random crazy paving here, which, by the way, folks, is so in, and go and do it because it's really easy. We've got a bit of gravel that's been used, and then a bit of concrete, and the simple planting palette that's been used here. Beautiful grays linked with the pinks. Oh man, it's like music to my ears. The gray here is Westringia. Guys, this is one tough customer. You get it in the white or in the blue. This plant can grow right on the sea, like literally in some sea sand, and it can also grow in areas where it gets relatively cold. It's beautiful to clip as a clipping specimen, or just let it go wild. If you do that, it's going to get to 2-3 meters in your garden, and it can also be used as a hedging plant. But this is what I want to focus on. Man, aren't those colors gorgeous? We've got the beautiful pink of the Madeira daisy against the gray of that helichrysum. I mean, and isn't that just an amazing combination? They work so beautifully together. And helichrysum is one tough customer. Loves the full sun, gets into a nice large shrub that's quite scrambling, and you can clip it as well. And then just for a bit of color, they've used an abelia hedge in the front. I mean, look at that. Lovely golden foliage that once again just complements it. But in this garden, the trick is using less. Less is more. So it's a few plants, but yet used in large groups. And that just takes you down to another level and creates that calmness. Beautifully done. So within this garden space, sun plays an element like it does in your garden. We all have areas that don't even get literally a ray of sunlight, and we get all stressed out because how are we going to cope with it? Well, take a look at this spot here. It really does work. And why? Because they've used the right plants for the right area. Using a water feature, painting it a lighter color so it doesn't disappear into the background, works beautifully and as a focal point. And of course, this is the de-stress garden, so we all need a little de-stressing, and we know that water does that perfectly. In the space, two beautiful Australian tree ferns on either side of me, which are going to get nice and tall. The underplanting, which is all for shaded areas. We've got leatherleaf ferns under there, maidenhairs, some clivias, and even some philodendron xanadu right at the back. All of these plants love the shade, and they're going to cope exceptionally well. But what really brings this whole area together and says that this is your chill zone is this beautiful back wall. Because we don't have enough space, and most of us don't in our gardens, as to how do we create that depth. The colors literally falling through and linking up with the planting. The nandinas, the red of the nandinas, are picking up the same color that was used on the wall. So all in all, a pretty chilled out zone, somewhere where I'd want to spend a few hours. So the whole purpose of this garden was showing how you can incorporate your office space into a chill zone. And isn't that a clever idea? I mean, that could literally be someone's office at home, a little afdaki, part of a veranda that's literally just cordoned off. Or if you really convince your boss, they could bash a wall out and put your desk out there, and you could have a spot where it simply is just chilled. And I love the fact that there are these two beautiful magnolia trees just balancing our new office space on either side. But all in all, a great garden, a place for relaxing and chilling.